I want to know one thing today. Is OLED the upgrade that everyone says it is, or is this an expensive risk that I'm gonna potentially get burn-in, or it won't be able to handle this massive window and all the glare? Everyone says that OLED is the upgrade. So today I'm making the jump from the VA panel behind me to the ASUS ROG Strix OLED XG27ACDMS. Wow, that's a mouthful.
Okay, before we open up this box, I just wanted to give a couple of reasons as to why I've chosen this OLED monitor. I was previously looking at one of ASUS's older generation monitors, and this one just came out better because it has a newer generation panel, better OLED Care Protect features, higher refresh rate, more HDR potential, and hopefully this will prove to me everything that I've been reading online that people are saying about OLED monitors. So like the true blacks, fast response times, better contrast, and all that good stuff. I do have a few concerns when it comes to upgrading to OLED. One of the major ones is this huge window that you can see right beside me here. I'm hoping that it won't give me too much glare and ruin the image that we are obviously striving for when we upgrade to OLED. Another concern of mine is obviously the burn-in. You see so many people talking about this online. Fingers crossed, if I can use the Care Protect that they've put into this monitor correctly and actually look after it, I don't fall prey to the burning issues that you can get with OLED.
Let's do a very quick unboxing, check out what's in this box, and then we can focus on the important stuff, which is when this monitor is actually connected to a computer and we can see it running. There we go. The grab handles on the box was pushed inside, stuck on the side of the polystyrene. I could not get that out. Probably a good thing that it's got a lot of protective packaging on it though, so we'll take that as a good sign. Let's move on to the important stuff. So I'm guessing this is the stand. What's the arm for the stand? Very nice, sort of premium feeling, heavy duty. Okay, so here is the base for the stand. It's just a single screw. Put them together. I'm not going to be using this stand, so I'm not going to do that step, as I have my own mic, my own monitor arms attached to my desk already. What have we got here? I'm assuming that is the back of the monitor mount that would go onto the mic stand, the monitor stand if you were using it. That is the DisplayPort cable. Comes with a cleaning cloth. That is the power cable. Put those back in there. The other power lead was a EU plug. This is a UK plug. The monitor itself, wow. That looks really nice. Okay, let's stop messing around. Let's get this attached to the desk. Okay, let's turn on. We're gonna have a direct comparison between my old main monitor and the new OLED. Okay, we are finally on and sort of set up. You see the OLED here, look at the contrast, but just so you can see a comparison, above, that is the old VA panel. You can see that there's so much difference in the contrast already. Okay, seeing as we have both monitors still, the old VA on top and the OLED on the bottom, let's do a direct comparison with them both. Let me back up a little bit so we can see. Look how much darker the blacks are on the OLED, it's crazy. Wow. Okay, so let's see how this performs in a game, especially if we can find some dark areas to really put it to the test. The motion clarity on this feels absolutely amazing compared to the VA panel, and its ability to keep up with all the fast-paced action during gaming, something I'm really loving as well. I've heard that OLED is the way to go if you're playing fast-paced games, and now I can see why people say that. Yeah, the OLED ability to just stay silky smooth when you're in them intense moments is insane. Okay, so one of my largest concerns, which I mentioned at the start of the video, was the large window next to me here. And I've had a little bit of time to play around with the monitor since I've got it set up. And it is quite a bright day outside, and I can tell you now, with the blinds shut, the panel absolutely looks insane. You do notice a little bit with the blinds open, but that is probably due to how big this window is and how much light it lets in. But with that said, this is not a deal breaker for me. I am quite happily able to game or do anything else on this monitor without being too affected by the light coming in the window. So overall, I would say I'm happy. Another one of my biggest concerns with getting an OLED monitor was the risk of dreaded burn-in. But I have downloaded Display Widget Center, I think it was called, which is the app that helps you control the settings within your monitor if you get one of these. Let me show you. On the OLED Care tab, you have all these different settings, which most of them were defaulted on. And you also have pixel cleaning reminders that will remind you every 8 hours to run a pixel cleaning so that you can ensure your monitor is kept in the best quality available. It's so important not to forget when you're putting on your new monitor, come to your display settings, advanced display settings. That's the wrong monitor. This one. Make sure you have selected the correct frames per second or hertz. So for the pros, the obvious top answer is the image quality. It is just so crystal clear. The blacks are truly black. It's so deep in the color. and it's just been absolutely amazing to use so far. The image clarity when you've got them fast moving objects on your screen when you're gaming, they're so crystal clear. It is amazing. And to top it off, the OLED care gives me peace of mind that this monitor will continue to work for a long time. And for the cons, obviously the light coming into the room affecting your screen could be seen as a con. For me, in this case, it's not a deal breaker, so I don't actually mind. But if you are in a super sunny location, that might be something to think about. Also, if you do a lot of static desktop work, there is probably still a risk of OLED burn-in, even with the care features, so that might be something to look out for. Also, ASUS's naming for these monitors is absolutely insane. Like, how would you know what generation or what model you are buying compared to some of the others when the name is just a combination of numbers and letters? And obviously with the price of OLEDs coming down, that is a bonus, but it is still a premium product with probably quite a high price tag. So that is also something to think about. Okay, so who is this monitor for? In my opinion, it's for anyone that's thinking about upgrading from VA or IPS monitors, or something with a lower refresh rate or an older monitor and you're thinking about upgrading. This is definitely for you. If you're also a gamer and you want a more immersive experience, then this is definitely something that could provide that for you. If you're curious about OLEDs but was sort of putting it off like I was, just because you thought you might be buying an expensive product just to have it essentially damage itself with burning, then this could also be for you with the newer care features. But if you're doing mostly static work in a intensely bright room for most of the day, then this also might not be for you. So my final verdict on the ASUS ROG Strix XG27ACDMS. For me, it is 100% worth it. The added clarity, the deeper picture and everything just makes everything so much more immersive and a lot nicer visually. Coming from a VA panel all the way up to OLED was such a massive jump for me, and I'm just so amazed every time I'm looking at games or some of the imagery that is going on behind me. I would recommend this monitor if you are someone that is into gaming and media, and you can maybe control the lighting conditions in your room to get the optimal performance out of it. If you're someone that's looking for a all-rounder to do static work, gaming and anything else, and your room is on the brighter side, then maybe this is not for you. But if you want your first OLED monitor and you're ready to look after it properly, then this is definitely something that could be for you.